So dear students, welcome back to another session of online teaching. Today, I have chosen a topic from First Language English for class 10th, the elixir of life. It's a very important chapter, students, for knowledge as well as from the exam point of view. Let's go to the topic, elixir of life. So before we go to the topic there, so the author for this particular chapter is Sir C.V. Raman, a pride of India. His greatest discovery is the Raman effect, where most of you will be knowing it. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930, and King George knighted him for his contribution to physics. The Indian government awarded him the Bharata Ratna. The Soviet Union honored him with International Lenin Prize in 1957. So let's go to the topic. Okay, water is a requirement, a basic required by humans, animals, and plants. So here, before going to this entire thing, what I'm speaking about water, let me come to the topic, the elixir of life. So what do you mean by elixir? The magical liquid. Generally, we say when you say magical liquid, we relate it to the amrita there. Okay, and doing your historical mythological stories, you have heard about what is amrita. It's a divine nectar. So what is this divine nectar? So as we go through the chapter, you yourself will be knowing what is this divine nectar we are going to speak about. Many things are important in our life, the food, clothes, etc. But this elixir, what I'm going to speak about, is something magical and a base for all human life. So already I've given you a clue also. So it is water, a requirement, a basic requirement by humans, animals, and plants. Now let's go to the screen. Okay, here humankind has always searched in vain. So what do you mean by vain then? It is effort. Okay, or an imaginary elixir of life. How do I have told the meaning of elixir? It is your divine nectar. Okay, so we call it as a divine amrita. A draught of this elixir was thought to confer immortality. So what's the meaning of this draught there? It is a single act of drinking. There's a two difference here. DRAUGHT is one. DROUGHT is one. So what is this draught? A single act of drinking of this elixir. So elixir, now you would have known what is the meaning of elixir now. It's a divine nectar. It's nothing but your water. Was thought to confer immortality. That is eternal life. So what is a prefix that it's already a prefix. So what's opposite of immortality? It is mortality. But here, Raman feels, the author feels, the true elixir of life is your water. The single liquid can change the entire scene. He remembers that he was standing on the line which separates the Libyan desert from the valley of the Nile in Egypt. So here, he's bringing about the importance of water. So here, the author says that once he was standing there, which separates the Libyan desert. Where is the Libyan desert? It is in Africa, the eastern part of a Sahara desert. And it's a desert, you understood just what's the meaning of the desert there. It's a land full of sand and you will not get any water there except for the oasis there. The other side, okay, that's the valley of the Nile in Egypt. Okay, where is Egypt? It is the northeast of Africa, and you know there the river that flows through is the Nile River. So we call Nile River as a daughter of Egypt. So much the river Nile does for the Egypt there. So though it is a desert, river Nile has made it very fertile land. So on one side was a vast area covered sand without a speck of green, not a single thing of a green or a single living thing. On the other side was one of the greatest, the most fertile and the densely populated area that is speaking about is your Egypt. It was teeming with life and vegetation. Which one? It was Egypt. The only thing which made the difference was water. So understood, the author is making very clear how water is very important to your the areas or to the people or whatever it is. So one side is standing there and is comparing the Libyan desert with the Egypt there. It was a water of river Nile. Geologist. So who are these geologists? Scientists who study all things related to earth tells that the entire soil of river Nile is a creation of the river itself. So I've told you river Nile is called the daughter of Egypt. Means you can just imagine how much the river Nile has done for the place Egypt. Its ancient civilization was created, okay, and sustained by the life-giving water of the Nile. So civilization, Egyptian civilization flourished mainly because of the river Nile. Okay. Now the next, it's not only that civilization has flourished. Okay, we little go further deep into this chapter there. Okay, we take granted this common substance in everyday's life. It's a common substance there. It is a water that we're speaking in this particular chapter. But we forget that water is the most potent. So what's the meaning of this potent? This word generally we use it with the concept called as a god. We say God is omnipotent. So what's the meaning of potent? It's most powerful and a wonderful thing on the earth. It has played a very important role in shaping the course of Earth's history. It continues to play the leading role in drama of life on earth. When you say history, many civilizations have flourished on the riverside. If you take India itself, you had an Indus Valley civilization across the river Sindhu there. If you take a China also, you have the civilization growing along the riverside. If you take a Mesopotamia also, we call it the land of two rivers where you have Euphrates and Tigris. So all the ancient civilizations have grown because of this rivers there. That's mainly because of water. Nothing can add so much the beauty of the countryside as water, definitely. If you're traveling, or if you ask yourself there, where's the best place you want to visit, definitely you will choose a place which has water content. Okay, so definitely water plays a very important thing in your sceneries or the countryside, whatever it is. So it attracts everyone there. In South India, okay, the rain-fed tanks are very common. Okay, they are shallow means what? It's not deep, but the bottom of the tank is not visible due to silt laden water. So what do you mean silt laden water there? It is this silt meaning what? The sediments brought on by the flowing water then. When the water flows, it tries to bring all the materials along with that, and that gets accumulated in the lower part of your the water there. So what happens here? These tanks play a very vital role in the South Indian agriculture when it is filled with your rainwater. So usually your South India depends on the southwest monsoon rains there, and when there's a monsoon rains, I think by the time I'm doing a chapter also, you would have witnessed the monsoon rains in the month of May, June, July, and all that. You'll get a lot of monsoon rains, and that's a very cheering sight to be seen. So these tanks play a very very important role in South India for your agriculture. So most of it, the rice is grown under them, and we call rice as a kharif crop because it depends a lot on your water there. So you can see the pictures there, how the farmers in the land there. Okay, you can see the water there among the crops. Okay, so you can just see how what a beauty it is to see this being all these places being filled up with your water. Okay, next. So further going there, and one of the most remarkable facts about water is its power to carry silt in suspension. I've already told you what the meaning of silt, the sediments brought on by the flowing water. You can see a picture on the screen there, the water flowing there. When it's flowing, it just carries all the sediments along with that. And when these sediments are carried there, because of the soil or the silt content, the water changes its color. Somewhere it will be brown, somewhere it will be darkish brown, somewhere it will be very light color. So the silt brings lot of color also to the water. This suspension is a reason for the different colors of the water in a rain-fed tanks. Swiftly flowing water can carry fairly large and heavy particles. As I've told you, it carries sediments from a small particle to a little bigger particle. The finest particles, okay, remains with the water and are carried to a large distance then. When silt-laden water mixes with the salt water of the sea, there's a rapid precipitation. So there's a very common word when you have this rain and all those things and all that. So what is precipitation? The water released from clouds in the form of rain, freezing rain connecting to water cycle. So there's a process where you even get your rainfall or a suspended matter. The color of the water changes successfully from the muddy red or brown of silt through varying shades of yellow and green and finally to the blue of the deep sea. When I say blue of the deep sea, the color of the water is blue there and all its flowing water finally reaches its ocean. A large land is formed by the silt thus deposited. So such land is very fertile. So wherever you have a river water flowing, definitely those lands will be very fertile. Near the Ganga area, Kaveri, all these areas, you can just see how the land is very fertile. And the reason behind this, the water carrying all the silt when it's flowing through them. The flow of water plays a very great part in this process. Okay, sometimes it can be destructive also when you cut down the trees and the water is flowing. What happens leads to a soil erosion, and definitely how you can know how the floods are very disastrous. Next, going forward there. Now, I've told you something about soil erosion. Okay, what is the soil erosion there? It is the removal of a soil by the flowing water, and this plays a very important role there, okay, in damaging all the crops and all. And mainly this one, the reason is what? The deforestation. So it occurs in step by step. What is it? The soil erosion. So the meaning is the cutting up and washing away of the earth, okay, and this will relate to what? Agriculture becoming very impossible. So what happens here? A sudden burst of excessively heavy rain results there. A large run of surplus, or the more surplus, nothing but the more water, are the principal factor in causing soil erosion. I've told you what is soil erosion. It's a washing away of the top layer of the soil, and this is very dangerous to agriculture. Why? When it wash away all the top layer of the soil, where do you get the fertility of your soil to cultivate the crops? You can see the pictures in the first thing. So there's an arrow mark there, and just look at the first two pictures. So what happens to the soil is just removed there from the land. So what you can do it, because remember, agriculture is the main occupation of India, and these things happen. What will happen? Definitely our agriculture is going to suffer a lot there, and it will affect our economy also. So some measures can be taken. The government is also taking all these steps, and first thing what we have to do, check the soil erosion. So that can be done only by what? Afforestation. And here one more you can do is what? Terracing of the land. There are three pictures right in front of your children there. So the first is what? The terracing of the land. You can see how the land is completely terraced there. The second one is what? You can construct the bunds. So you see how they construct the bunds there, so that the water can get accumulated in a particular place. It will not go further down. The next one is what? You have practice of counter cultivation. The counter cultivation, the last picture what you see, they cultivate the land based on your right angles there. Okay, apart from this, planting of all the appropriate plants. So it's not only the government measures, even you children also should see that the water is not wasted. Try to plant the saplings there. Okay, it will be useful for your future generations. Okay, next. So what happens then? So when you see all these things, this common liquid, what we call it as water, is a divine amrita. See how many depend on the water. So it's the basis of all life. Every animal and plant contain water in their body. No activity is possible without water. Can you imagine any activity taking place without water? No. So water is very, very essential for all the life there. The moist means what? The wetness in the soil is necessary for the growth of the plants and trees. So everywhere, children, we need what? The water. You can see the pictures there. The animals need water. We human beings need water. The plants need water. So the conservation means what? The saving and the utilization of water is most important for the human welfare, and you should try to use the water in a very judicious way. So going further there. So what we have to do there? Here we are stressing more on agriculture. Why? Because we depend on the southwest monsoon rains there. So what happened? The problem of soil erosion, irregular rainfall are closely connected with each other. By preventing soil erosion, we can conserve means what? Save there and keep the water where it is wanted. So once again, the collection utilization of rainwater is very, very important. And rainwater is not only for the agriculture, even we can also have a rainwater harvesting there. And nowadays, those are construction of houses also is compulsory. The government is insisting on the people to have your rainwater harvesting. So much of the water flows down the streams, okay, and rivers, and thus a large quantity of water is lost. So this is what we are trying to avoid that. So as a human being, we have to also take up the initiative of saving the water, which is very, very precious. Okay. Now, what happens the next step? The vast area of land could be turned into fertile, okay, and prosperous country by encouraging the good planning there. That's definitely taken by the measures by the government there, and I've told you what you can also do towards your saving of your water. The systematic planting of suitable trees is a very urgent need of India, and many progress are taken by very good socialists also there to see that the plants are not cut off also there. Such plantation would directly or indirectly prove a source of wealth to the country, and they could check soil erosion and conserve the rainfall of the country. So water, which is the commonest of liquid, if you take the entire earth, it's a 70% of the earth is filled up with your water, but it is also most uncommon of liquid. What's the meaning of that? Though it is found everywhere there, what is uncommon of this particular liquid there? Because it has such amazing properties. What is properties I'm speaking about here? Many people depend on that, and still scientists are finding it very difficult to exactly get into the thing what's the other amazing properties of your water also there. So these properties are responsible for its unique means one special power of maintaining animal and plant life. So the investigation of the nature and properties of water is therefore of the highest scientific interest. Now, I think I've come to the end of the chapter, children. There, so most of the meanings I've already given you there. There's some more glossaries there, meaning you can just go through. But finally, when you come to all this thing, just go to the video once again. I've done justice to bringing out the importance of the Elixir of Life chapter there. It's up to you people to go through it and once again try to analyze there and summarize the entire thing there. Okay, some of the glossary that I've already given you is once again I repeated there. It's vain means effort, drought. I've told there's a difference between DRAUGHT and DROUGHT. A single act of drinking. Immortality, the eternal life. Speck, a small spots. Elixir means the magical potions. Densely, thickly. Geologists, scientists who study all things related to earth. Shallow, not deep. Silt, sediments brought down by the flowing water. And precipitation, the water released from clouds in the form of rain. Freezing rain connecting to water cycle. Now, so it's up to you children there to go through and finally answer this exercise that we have given it to you there. So take a separate book and try to answer all these questions looking into your videos there. And apart from that, if the meanings are not known to you, some of the words are very hard for you to know the meaning, please use a dictionary and find out the meanings of that also there. So this is your testing your knowledge after going through your video there. So the first question will be, why do you think water is a true elixir of life? And how has water been a powerful influence in the life of humankind and the rise of civilization? So I've told you what the water is doing there. How does soil erosion occur and what are chief factors that cause it? Right, about the power and beauty of the element of water. This, if you have extra points also, you can add up to this, children. What are usual measures used to check the soil? You can write your governmental measures as well as the measures taken up by the individual also you can mention in them. And what is C.V. Raman's suggestion, the author of this lesson, regarding controlling the movement of water in order to harness it for useful purposes? Hope children you have understood this chapter there. Okay, so finally, save water and it will save you. Okay, thank you for listening.